What's up, you guys? Happy Sunday again, child. I feel like I've been here all day, but y'all know Sundays, that's usually what it is on Sundays, child. We usually be rocking and rolling all Sunday. So let's come on in. This is the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, episode 8. Child, my bad. I was on time and then I forgot that I didn't finish setting the video up. So I had to finish setting the video up. My bad. My bad. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Which one, baby? Oh, thank you, Cajun. Cajun put up there. You got Really Be TV reviews and Really Be travel. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into it. So we start this episode off. We have Kelly talking to her mom and her grandmother, and basically excuse me. Excuse me. And basically what we're seeing is the setup for the set down, that Kelly is just letting us know that the Sandy Springs location is not doing well, and she basically is just in a financial bind. She said it's affecting everything. It's affecting her mental. It's affecting, her kids. And let me say something. I know I don't see it from her perspective, but if Kelly say one more time that she can't film with her kids, thank y'all. If Kelly say one more time she can't film with her kids, I am going to scream. Girl, you are not the first person actually, to come on reality television and you can't film with your children. You have to figure out a way to work around it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. You got to figure out a way to work around it. The fact that you keep saying, I can't film with my kids. Do you think that if you were filming with your kids, that would give you a different storyline? Like, what was the storyline supposed to be? Like, did that mess up whatever this idea was in your head? Because I'm not understanding why not filming with your children is this big of a deal, because we've heard you mention this multiple times at this point. So I'm just confusion. But okay, girl. She's talking about how her husband is behind on child support by like $50,000. Which that's not a little bit of money. I mean, that's serious money. Like, that is serious money. But again, we know that. Like, last year you talked about how this man wasn't doing this, that, and the other. And I'm really trying to figure out what was the big flip? Like, what was the big flip? Because last year, and maybe it was just all pretending. You know what I mean? Maybe it was just all pretending. But last year, I mean, you was throwing birthday parties for dogs. And your dog was getting massages. And you was riding around in sprinters everywhere. Like, were you pretending? Were you pulling money out of places you should have been pulling money to try to put on this air and try to put on this facade that you were living this grand life that you weren't living? Because, I mean, it's a year later and you acting like you don't know how you're going to pay your grocery bill next week. So I don't know. And don't get me wrong, I don't relish in the downfall of an entrepreneur, especially a Black woman. I don't relish in her downfall, but what I do feel like is, I think a lot of times people got to remember the road up, because it's easy to roll down. Most people going through a divorce don't want their kids filmed. Of course, usually prefer that too for the sake of the kids. Yeah, I just feel like I don't understand why it's such a big deal, unless something going on with the girls was supposed to be your storyline this season. But I can't imagine how your children would be your storyline. We also found out that Kelly got a whole boyfriend that she said she's been dating for a year. And he has an alias of Jarvis, a.k.a. Tony Stark. Now, this is what I'm going to say. I understand that everybody doesn't want to be on reality television, and I understand that everybody doesn't want to be seen and don't want to film and all of those things. But girl, you sit over here crying about not being able to film with your daughters, and you got a whole boyfriend over here that we didn't even know nothing about, that you said you've been dating for a year. We didn't know nothing about him. This is the first we heard about a boyfriend. Even if you don't want to bring him on camera, I mean, let's have a conversation with your bestie Shamea about this man. The ins, the outs, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Child, not another one of Porsha's exes, baby. We're gonna get to that. Cause baby, Porsha, you know, there was a song by the great Digital Underground, rest in peace, to Tupac and I forget his name, the lead singer, the lead rapper, I should say, of Digital Underground. But there was this great song that they had like one of the best verses by Tupac, called I Get Around. I feel like that's Porsha's theme song now. I Get Around. And is it me? Or do Porsha's story timelines never add up? Why Porsha Shock G? Thank you, Bab. Why it's a rest in power to Shock G and Tupac. But why does Porsha's storylines never freaking add up? Because we're gonna get to that in a minute when we get to the girl that she's dating now, Sway. But let's come back to this. Let's stay in order. Let's stay in decency and in order. So that's what's going on with Kelly. So then we have K Michelle. K Michelle is getting some. Then we have some. Why K Michelle is getting some dental work done. And I understand why she's not going to her husband. Like her husband said, he said family and friends are the worst patients. And he's like, when you come into my dental office and you make me nervous. So I'm not even questioning why he's not doing her dental work. I'm fine with that. I'm just trying to figure out, why does it always seem like K Michelle is having some sort of procedure, something going on? And let me extend and I don't want to. It don't have to be an apology. I'm gonna say an acknowledgement. I'm gonna extend an acknowledgement because last week when I was talking about K Michelle not getting on the horse and why wouldn't she get on the horse, and she's country and she been around horses, and somebody in the chat said maybe her backside has not healed yet, and I was like, I don't know. It seemed like it's been a while. Blah 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 blah. But this week when she wouldn't get in the water and she said that the doctor basically didn't clear her. So whoever said that in the chat last week, I'm going to acknowledge that you were probably correct. I don't remember who it was. My apologies for not remembering who it was, but you are absolutely correct. That's probably what it is. That's probably why she didn't get her ass on that horse last week. But anyway, but I mean, listen, and some people might say, well, this dental work is needed dental work. It might be. I mean, I don't feel like it was cosmetic, but it just always seemed like she got something going on. But okay, she was telling her husband about the plot against her when she was talking to, and again, once again, K Michelle, I feel like you're not being direct. You were having a conversation with Kelly and with Phaedra. Last week, you said it with your chest that Phaedra was a part of it. This week, you was kind of a little more calm with it. And you said, well, I mean, I'll give Phaedra a pass. I feel like, maybe Phaedra, maybe she know when to tap out. She know when to get out of something. But last week, she was part of the conspiracy. But when you was in front of her face to face, you backing up. You moonwalking. Moving right along. So the ladies get together. We have Angela, Porsha, Drew, and Phaedra. And baby, Drew don't know what to do with herself. Drew is so happy to be a part of the clique. Because, for many years, Drew was on the outside of the clique, right? She had friends on the fringes. She was friends with the people on the outside of the clique. Baby, Drew don't know what to do with herself. She been invited to the party. She at the main table. She not at the kiddie table no more. She don't even know what to do with herself. But they talk about, once again, we're talking about, Phaedra is letting them know what K. Michelle's issue is, that there was a plot and a plan that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit. And Porsha and Drew are like, what the hell? How we get here? How my name get in it? How I have anything to do with it? Why me? Why me? Why me? She said, listen, I was just trying to be a friend of that girl. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I don't understand. Why is my name in it? I don't understand how I got in it, and who am I plotting on, and why am I plotting on, and what the hell is she talking about? I don't understand. You know, what rumor? What is the issue? Whatever. And what did Phaedra mean when she said she knows about Black but nothing else? She was saying she knows about K. Michelle having a connection to Black. Again, I hear what you're saying. So maybe that, you know, I don't know. Maybe Drew did talk about making that an issue. I don't know. But that's what she was saying. Says to me more and more that there is no plot. If they told you it was, Phaedra was a part of it. Now you say it's not. That's what I'm saying, Cheryl. We're going to get there. Cheryl, we're going to keep kicking this can down the road. I don't want to get ahead of the story, child. I don't want to get ahead of the story. Y'all, Phaedra's an attorney. She is privy to information that she probably don't want to know. Well, I don't think none of these people she got a retainer, so I don't think that applies. I like Drew, but I do believe that she was plotting to connect Kay to Black, similar to what she did with Dennis last year. Let me be honest, I agree. I do think that, let me say this. Do I think that Drew was trying to make an issue out of the Black thing? Yeah, I do. I do. But I also feel like if K. Michelle had paid it dust, it would have died. The fact that you keep giving it energy is making a bigger deal out of it. But I agree, because last week they were like, the only time she brought up Black was on the Sprinter. No, she brought up Black more than once. It wasn't just that one time. I feel like I remember her bringing Black up on the plane. I remember them sitting on the plane because they had the plates in their lap, the salads or whatever. And I remember Drew saying something about Black's name. And K. Michelle was like, I don't know him. And she was like, oh, well, I thought y'all were real friendly. And then on the Sprinter, something was said. But even before they left Atlanta, before they went to Dallas, it was a conversation where Black's name came up with K. Michelle again. So K. Michelle's not being crazy about that. That was brought up more than once. And I do think that was a moment. I'm going to be honest. I do think that Drew was trying to make a storyline out of it. But I'm going to be honest. Drew needs to, Kay brought him up all of them times. I'm not going to rewatch it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going back to rewatch it. But K. Michelle brought him up all of them times. Okay, Chuck said it too. Kay brought it up and okay. So y'all are saying Kay brought it up. Okay, well, if Kay brought it up, I don't have no defense for it. But I was saying that I did feel like that. But if y'all are saying Kay brought it up, then I ain't. Okay, everybody's saying Kay brought it up, then baby, then I'm tapping out. I got you. I believe y'all. I believe y'all. I believe y'all. I believe y'all. I'm tapped out. I believe y'all. So then I was going to give K. Michelle a little something, but I take that back. I take it back now. I mean, so again, K. Michelle, I'm going to get there. We'll get there when we get to the end. Hold on, y'all. Hold on a second. Hold on. Ooh, it's hot. I got to turn my air on. Sorry, y'all. I'm burning up. Give me a second. It don't make no sense with this weather. I just keep going from heat to air, heat to air, heat to air. It's no in between. Yesterday it was 50 degrees outside. I had my heat on. Today I had my door open, let some fresh air in the house, close the door. Now it's burning up in my house. My thermostat just said it was 78 degrees. I knew I was hot. Ooh, it was hot. Okay. You just turned your heat on? Well, I gotta cool this house off a little bit. I don't even know what the temperature is outside. I just know I'm hot. Drew was on a plane talking about the roses. Kay talked about him in the confessional. Okay. I believe y'all. Listen, I 100% believe y'all. I just know that his name came up more than once. But I believe y'all when y'all say Kay brought it up. I 100% believe y'all. So that was pretty much that conversation. That was pretty much that. Then we had Porsha, her mama, and her sister. She bought the reptiles in for Pilar and for her sister's daughter. That was cute. I thought that was a great thing. You know, when you have those type of resources and money, I think that's cute that you bought the little reptiles in so the kids could play with the lizards and the snakes and all that cute stuff. That was cute. But then we had Porsha talking to her sister. Let me tell y'all something. Porsha, you in these fake scenes that you're having with these people to talk about these fake stories. So I don't know why you keep bringing Dennis up. I don't know why you're making Dennis a thing. I don't know why you're making Dennis part of your storyline. Maybe because Dennis is a fan favorite. Like, people really do like Dennis. Dennis kind of has that funny personality. But for somebody last year, and I understand before I finish my sentence, I already know she had an issue with Dennis filming with Drew. But you don't have no problem throwing him into every damn conversation this season. So you talking about you weren't replying to Mike. So Mike sent a mariachi band to your house. Now I don't mean no harm, but if I'm not answering your phone calls or your texts, don't send no motherfucking mariachi band to my house. Why? You can send flowers. You can send an edible arrangements. You can send some chocolate covered strawberries, and I don't even eat chocolate covered strawberries. You can do something, but why the fuck are you sending a band to my house? I'm confused. And then she says, well, Dennis pulled up. He never just pulls up. He never just pulls up. Why is he just randomly pulling up? I mean, confusion. So then she's talking about how she's dating Sway, but she's also dating Mike. But Mike wants kids, and that's kind of like a deal breaker because he said that that's a deal breaker for him because he absolutely wants children. And then your sister was like, well, what if, Sway wants a family? Oh, well, Sway can carry her own kids. Okay, touche. She can. And that was pretty much that conversation. It just felt so weird and so forced and so fake. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Because I don't believe now. Do I believe she's really dating Sway? I do. I believe she's really dating Sway. And here's what I think happened. I think going into this season, Porsha needed a storyline. I think going into this season, Porsha rented her a boyfriend, aka Mike. I don't know where Dennis comes into this. I don't know why Dennis is performing. And then somewhere in the mix, she really started dating and connecting with Sway. And so she had to kind of find a way to edge Mike out and bring Sway on because Sway was willing to film. Sway was willing to film, and Porsha's not stupid, and she's not new to this. And what Porsha said in her mind was, a storyline with me dating a woman is way better than a storyline with me dating a man. In comes Sway, out goes Mike. Now, again, I don't know where Dennis comes into the conversation because why is he here? Why is he here, Hoppo? Why is he here? Me too, Precious. We're going to get to that in a second. Me too. Shamea. Listen, y'all know what was going on in that scene. Y'all know why Shamea was so upset. Y'all know why Shamea was so emotional. Shamea is upset and Shamea is emotional because Shamea knows if she don't get that man a boy, that might be the end of her marriage. Let's just call a thing a thing. Let's listen. Let's be honest and let's call a thing a thing. We know We know what it is. We know why you sitting there crying. We know why you sitting there upset. We know why you sitting there crying. You upset because y'all got one more male embryo, and you know that if y'all don't produce a boy, that's a wrap. Because that's probably the only thing that man required of you was to have a boy. Because we get it. We know what's not being said. And Shamea actually almost said it. And then that's when she walked off and was like, I need a minute. Shamea almost actually said, like, this could be the end of my marriage. You don't think Gerald will leave? You do think he'll cheat, though? No, Gerald wants a boy. Gerald will leave. Because I don't think he wants a boy out of wedlock. He wants a boy. He wants a boy. Again, it's all about that culture. He wants a boy that he can pass his name down to. If he's not married to the mother, he can't pass his name. Not in the way in which his wife would. Now, does he come from a culture where you can have multiple wives? I don't know. I don't know that much. I ain't done the research, and I don't know that much. I don't know. Do I think he'll cheat? Maybe, but again, I think that I think it makes a difference between having a child out of wedlock and having a child by your wife. I think it makes a difference. I mean, y'all can correct me in the chat. Y'all can correct me in the chat. Not all of them, Xavier. Not every single African tribe believes that. It's different tribes. Different tribes have different, that's why I said I don't know that much about what tribe he's from that he's allowed to have multiple wives. I don't know that. Amazing how that culture is so religious and strict, but they don't seem to think God doesn't make mistakes with the gender of your child, and humans have no control over that. Yeah, but listen, this isn't a new concept. I mean, I hear what y'all are saying, but we can go to British royalty. It's all about having a boy. I mean, and Chinese culture, it's all about the boy. So this isn't new. And again, I think Shamea fully understood what she signed up for. She knew what she was getting herself into. I think she 100% understands the expectation on what, unfortunately, the consequence might be. I think that she just thought, hey, like a lot of women think, okay, we're gonna have a baby, and one of these babies is gonna be a boy. It just is what it is. She said that he won't even talk about adoption or anything outside of doing it this way. Doing it through surrogacy was probably a stretch for him. I mean, let's just call a thing a thing. Doing it through surrogacy, Lord, I can't get it out. Doing it through surrogacy was probably a big deal for him to allow. So, we saw Shamea meet with her, with the surrogate. And it was so funny how the surrogate was like, I don't even see Gerald anymore. Where's Gerald? And she was like, oh, he don't like these cameras. I said, we just don't pretend no more, do we? We just keep breaking the fourth wall over and over and over. We just keep breaking the fourth wall. We had Kelly talking earlier in the episode about not being able to film with her daughters. We got Shamea talking about, oh, Gerald don't even like these cameras. I'm like, so we just ain't gonna pretend no more. You couldn't just say he been busy at work. Like, we just gonna come right out and just call it. And when people talk about the downfall, like, these are the things that I think are part of the downfall. We are just, every time, I don't think production understands that every time that happens, y'all are shattering the illusion. We know what we're looking at. We understand that there are cameras there and this is a whole scene. Like, we get that. But to talk about it and to keep breaking the fourth wall, I just like, why? Like, y'all gotta tighten this shit up. Tighten it up. I love how when I look at other shows, how they use and they're supposed to do it, use certain code words when they really want to break the fourth wall, but they find ways to talk around it. And we know what they saying, but they ain't coming right out and saying it. You know what I'm saying? Now that's a true point. Always Priceless said she doesn't see Gerald because he doesn't come. You mean to tell me that he's there for other appointments that weren't filmed? Now that's a valid question. You're right. Maybe he just ain't there. You're right. That's valid. That's valid. I don't see any chemistry between Gerald and Shamea, and I hate that for her. Right. Bravo. Fucking bravo. And the fact that saying the word bravo was enough for cameras to stop, that lets you know how that's tight. That's a tight production. I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm hesitating on the Gerald. I'm hesitating on the Gerald Shamea conversation. Like, he act like I just think he really truly don't like those cameras. Because I think that Shamea is a different person in front of the camera than who she is when those cameras aren't there. And I think that adds to the uncomfortableness. I don't know. Excuse me, y'all. The roof of my mouth is itching. Excuse me. So yeah. Y'all talking about the game. I'm reading the chat. Y'all talking about the game. Gerald used to be on FaceTime. I guess he doesn't want to do that anymore. I think Gerald just don't want no parts of this. And maybe Gerald might feel some kind of way about how this show I don't know. I just feel like he don't want no parts of this. I think without the cameras, I just think Shamea is a different person. So I don't know. But so then we have Porsha on her date with Sway. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I like Sway. I think Sway is very comfortable in who she is. I think Sway knows what she wants. Sway has a very definite timeline. She's like, look, I'm ready to have a kid. I want to carry that child. I'm ready to lock in. I'm giving myself like a year. And she basically let Porsha know, look, I'm cool. Like, I understand that you're dating. I understand that there are other people on the roster, but I don't like it because I wanted me and you to make this work. But I think she asked Porsha a really good question. She said, listen, can you see yourself being, basically she was like, can you see yourself being out and proud with a woman? Like, can you see yourself in a relationship with a woman long term? And I think that was a great question. I think that was an honest question, you know. But what we did find out in this conversation is that Porsha has known Sway for 10 years. She said while her and Dennis were dating, Dennis did something to piss her off and she was outside, and then she gave Sway her number, but then she ghosted Sway because she wasn't really ready to explore that. She didn't know if she was ready to date a woman. So she clearly knew she was attracted to Sway, but she didn't know she was ready to go into a relationship with Sway, which I can respect. But it just, Porsha was like, I mean, it was, maybe 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 years. Again, Porsha, you and these blurry ass timelines. Girl, Sway was very clear. 10 years. And then you were like 6, 7, 5, 10, 11, 12. I don't know. Girl. And maybe you don't want to give a definitive time, because what we found out at the end of this episode is you just be out there dating everybody. You dated Phaedra's ex. You dated K. Michelle's ex. And for you to say, girl, this is Atlanta, what the fuck does that mean? That y'all just, it's Atlanta, so y'all just be recycling men? Is that how that works? In Atlanta, you just recycle people? She's in love with Dennis, and for some reason, they can't act right. I agree, Kim. I do think she's in love with Dennis, and Dennis is in love with her. I don't think Sway's been waiting for a decade. I just think they met, it didn't work out, and they circled back around. I'm sure Sway has had relationships. I'm sure Sway been doing her thing for the last 10 years. I do not think Sway was waiting on Porsha. But you never had that when you met, or have heard stories like that where people meet and nothing really happens, and then they link back up a few years later, and they, it's like, oh my gosh, you're my person. So I think that's what happened. I don't think she's waiting on Dennis. I mean, on Sway. Dennis got a whole girlfriend, but hell, Porsha keep a man, clearly, or somebody. In defense of Porsha, she wasn't in a relationship. She probably went on a date or two with all of these people, I guess. That's because you have to remember your lives. That's why timelines don't never make sense. I mean, that's what I say. But I thought it was a cute date. I definitely thought it was a cute date. I definitely thought that he asked all the right questions. I mean, I mean no disrespect, Sway. I did not mean, I was talking about Dennis, and I said he. I mean she. And she asked all the right questions. So I was with that. Dennis and Sway have the same last name. Are you serious? Wow. Can I ask a question? Why K. Michelle X an issue? She's a whole married woman, and they're just becoming friends. We're going to get there, Kim. We're going to get there. So Phaedra is having a Reiki event at her house. I've told you guys before, I've done Reiki. I love it. I've done sound baths. I love it. I did a sound bath a couple of months ago, and baby, it was everything I needed. When I say I slept so good for like the next 2 or 3 nights, I loved it. I left out of there ready to do another one. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to book me another one like ASAP, and I still ain't do it, and I need to. But I love sound baths. I love white noise, like falling asleep to white noise. When I can't sleep, I love putting on some white noise. And I want to do the water one, the one that they did. I want to do that. I just hadn't. They're a little pricey. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I want to do one of those. Now, Phaedra asked the ladies to wear bathing suits because they're going to be getting on the water raft. Now, last week, it was Shamea's turn to walk around with the thong and the ass out. So I guess Porsha said, anything you can do, I can do better. So now Porsha walking around with her ass out. I need to get my nails done this week. That ass is just too big. And when I say that, y'all, I am truly just speaking from my perspective, my point of view. Porsha has every right to do whatever she wants to do with her body. I truly believe that. I truly feel like people have a right, especially women. She has a right to do whatever she wants to her body. I just think it's too fucking big. Just like with Cardi B, I think when Cardi B said she was going to get it removed, I was happy. And then she said she's not. I really wish she would. I really wish she would get some of that ass taken out. I did a foot detox. Hold on. And I left literally laughing and skipping into my car. I don't know what it did, but it did something. I did a foot detox once before, and I need to do me another one. I have those foot pads. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put some on tonight. Those foot pads that you put on the bottom of your feet, and then you take them off in the morning, and they're just allegedly stuff that came out your body overnight. You said, but she didn't do it better. But Shamea's body is tea. Now, Shamea's body, yeah, she did, yeah. I have a question. Why is it when Porsha is single and dating, she's like a slut? But when Destiny was dating a lot of men, she is a single woman. Well, I didn't call Porsha a slut. I just say Porsha get around. But I think the difference is, and people can choose to believe what they want to believe. The difference is Porsha be sleeping with these men, whereas Destiny said that she's just dating. They're not sleeping together. And I think that might be the difference. But that's up to whether y'all believe that she's actually sleeping with these men versus not sleeping with these men. I mean, if you believe Destiny's not, I don't believe that Destiny is really messing with any of those men. I believe that Destiny is trying to keep a check and stay on the show, and she's allowed production to paint her in this way that she's dating these men. I don't think Destiny is messing with none of those men. Whereas with Porsha is admitting that she's sleeping with these men. I think her and Sway had already slept together. That's my opinion. I mean, she didn't say it, but I think her and Sway had already, did a little something. A little something. You have some of those pads and have you? I use them. I like them. So, not Will. It's not off subject. Will is fine. They do. I mean, when I take them off in the morning, stuff be in there. When I put them on, they one way. When I take them off, they another way. So something coming out my body. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna wear them tonight. My only problem is on my left foot. I guess my arch, or maybe the way I sleep. Maybe I sleep with my feet arched. I don't know. But the pad always seems to come off on my left foot. The right foot stays on all night. But the left foot, for some reason, no matter where I put it on or how I put it on, it seems that, I don't know. It don't seem to stay on like I needed to. But it stays on enough, I guess. And to be clear, both of them can do what they want. And if she wants to sleep with multiple men, she can sleep with multiple men. I just say she gets around. Because it seems like she's sleeping with multiple men that are part of the same friend group, which is interesting. So, in the car on the way to the situation, K. Michelle finally tells Pinky about the alleged situation with Porsha and her ex. Now, y'all can put a 1 in the chat. How many people were confused by K. Michelle's story? Gonna put a 1 in the chat. Y'all can be honest. How many of y'all were confused by that story that K. Michelle told? Now, if you weren't confused, just put a 2. Put a 2 in the chat. But if you were confused, put a 1 in the chat. Because when I tell y'all I rewound that scene 3 times to understand what the fuck K. Michelle was saying. First of all, K. Michelle said that the guy called her and the guy told her that him and Porsha was messing around. But at first, I felt like she was saying that they didn't sleep together. But then she turned around and said that they did sleep together. Then she said, well, he African and he liked to put his foot up on my counter. And if she had said something to me, I'd have told her about the feet. But if she want him to put his feet up on Simon's counter, that's on her. I was confusion as fuck. Okay, I see a couple of 2s. So I see 2 2s. So y'all followed it? Great, because I didn't. I had to rewind it 3 times. Now, by the 3rd time, I think I finally figured out that, because at first I thought she was saying that Porsha didn't sleep with the man. But I think I figured out that Porsha did actually, according to her, sleep with the man. And that's what she was mad about. They get to the place. They have the Reiki, the sound bath, the yada, yada, yada. Shamea's flow. And this another thing that let me know that K. Michelle, you see shit around every corner. You see shit around every corner. Shamea's float, the air was coming out of Shamea's float. And K. Michelle gonna say, y'all don't find that suspicious? Out of everybody's float here, her float is the one that had a hole in it. Girl, you just be seeing shit everywhere. You see ghosts around every motherfucking corner. I didn't think it was that deep. I didn't think it was calculated. I didn't think it was on purpose. Because who would do it and why? So anyway, afterwards, Phaedra has a dinner set up for them. And the ladies sit down to have dinner. And to be fair, when K. Michelle first started talking, she was talking very calm. She wasn't yelling. She wasn't, she was telling a story. And to be fair, she was trying to explain to Porsha why it was so easy for her to believe that they were conspiring against her. She wasn't saying in that moment, she wasn't saying that she believed it. What she was trying to explain was why it was so easy for her to believe it. It ended up being an argument where Porsha was like, girl, why would I do that? Girl. And K. Michelle was like, can I finish? Like, I'm just explaining to you why I was on the outside looking in, and when I was getting these phone calls, why I felt the way I felt. Somewhere in the mix, her and Drew got into it. And once again, Black name comes up, and Drew was like, can you just keep his name out your mouth? Stop saying his name. Stop saying his name. Stop saying his name. And I was like, oh, here we go. But let me tell you something. Kay, you got Drew. You got Drew. Because she said, girl, I don't know you. And Drew said, you obviously do because you ran down my whole resume. Baby, she said, bitch, because you ain't done nothing. It was easy. Baby, that did it for me. That was the one. That was the one. I ain't got to agree with K. Michelle about her paranoia. But baby, that was funny as shit. She said, because you ain't did shit. That was easy. That was funny as hell to me. I don't know if it made y'all laugh or not, but that shit made me key and a key. Okay. That shit made me key. Now, let me say this. Once she finally told the story about the ex, Porsha knew exactly who K. Michelle was talking about, right? K. Michelle's thing is this. Why didn't you tell me? You knew I had been with this man. You're bringing me into this friend group. Why wouldn't you just say, hey, girl, I used to mess with old boy, and it would have been what it was. I see both sides of this conversation. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I see both sides of this conversation. I see Porsha's side to say, girl, me and you weren't friends when me and him dated. I ain't dating him now. And there was no overlap. I absolutely understand Porsha's point of view on this. Full stop. On the flip side, I understand where K. Michelle is coming from to say, look, yes, me and you weren't friends when this whole thing went down. We knew each other. We were friendly. But when you were bringing me into this friend group, why wouldn't you just say, hey, girl, just to get it all out there in the open, I dated old boy. Me and him went on a couple of dates. It was what it was. I don't mess with him no more. Whatever. There is no asking for permission. She wasn't asking for anything. She was just saying, look, because I think when somebody calls you and tells you something that you did not already know about somebody that you're claiming, air quote, as a friend, I can kind of see where K. Michelle was coming from. Now, do I agree to the extent that K. Michelle has taken this to? I don't think it's that deep. I don't really think it's that deep. But I definitely understand why she would be like, girl, you could have just gave me a heads up. This man done call me. out the clear blue to let me know that the person that I'm hanging out with, because that's all that was. And he was, you're right, he was being messy because he ain't need to call and tell her nothing. Talking about we friends. You didn't have to tell her. If you hadn't told her up until now, you ain't need to tell her. Your only reason for telling her was for her to have a reaction. That's it, and that's all. So you ran over there and you told K Michelle, yeah, you know, I used to hit that. You know, that used to be, me and her used to mess with each other. You put the battery in her back and then you wait to see what was gonna happen. Now again, I don't think, and I'm speaking for K Michelle. I'm speaking for K Michelle. I don't think she has an issue with Porsha dating that guy. I think it was just the point of why you ain't just tell me. Not Cheryl say I'm not giving my whole facts to a person I'm hanging out with. Now listen, let me tell y'all something. I see how y'all talking in the chat. I'm not saying I agree with Porsha or I agree with K Michelle. I'm just saying I see both sides of the conversation. I understand where K Michelle is coming from, but I also understand where Porsha is coming from. Like, I see both sides of the conversation. I really do. I don't have no sides in this. Because if I'm being honest, I don't want to tell y'all too much of my business, but I see both sides of this conversation. But in this conversation, we found out that Phaedra and Porsha have dated the same man. And Phaedra said that she let Porsha know. But I think that's a little bit different because Phaedra and Porsha at one point in time were actually friends. And we don't know where in Portia's timeline this relationship was. We don't know who the guy was and when Phaedra dated him versus when Porsha dated him. So it might have been at a point when Phaedra and Porsha were cool and there was a conversation had. So I think I can't compare the two because K Michelle and Porsha are not the type of friends. They're just not that deep. I just don't think they're that deep. Baby Phaedra was telling them people to stop arguing in her good house. She said, we gotta know, hey, I live in a good neighborhood. We got a noise ordinance around here. People, they're gonna call the HOA on me, and I'm not here for that. I'm not here for the HOA conversation. We got a noise ordinance. Bring it down, honey. Bring it down. I see y'all talking in the chat. So, and that's what Porsha said. Porsha said, girl, it's Atlanta. I mean, it is what it is. It's Atlanta. So then, what did Kelly say? Shit, I should have wrote it down. What did Kelly say? Kelly was sitting next to Porsha. And they were talking about Porsha dating this guy. Damn it, what did Kelly say? Shit, I should have wrote it down. Baby, you right about that. This shit was funny right here. This shit was funny. The way that Pinky was eating that food, talking about something, it's good. It tastes organic. And Phaedra was like, oh, it is. Everything here is organic. Baby, the way they was having their own conversation off to the side and was unbothered by all of it was cracking me all the way up. I need y'all to understand that. That shit was funny as hell to me. Now, when Kelly showed up, Kelly said she wasn't here for it. She said she had a lot going on and she just wasn't in the mood. Right, that's what it was. Thank you, Cheryl, because I was trying to rewind to that point. Kelly said, you slept with all the Africans. What'd she say that for? What did she say that for? Baby, Porsha is itching to tell it. Porsha want to tell so bad who this person is that Kelly allegedly slept with. She want to tell it so bad. So her and Kelly get to arguing, baby. They done stood up on each other. They the security that had to come in and separate them. And baby, Porsha said, well, you know you slept with that man, that married preacher. Did y'all heard that right? She said he was a preacher. She said he was married. She said it happened the weekend of the BET Awards. She said, Phaedra, you know I ain't trying to put it out there. I know he one of your clients. Oh, let's ask ChatGPT. Let's ask Chat. I know Chat. I know we can't go, but let's have a little bit of fun. Let's have a little bit of fun, y'all. Let's have a little bit of fun. Has Phaedra Parks ever represented? I'm gonna type his name. I'm not gonna say it out loud. Y'all know what name I'm typing in here. I ain't gonna say it out loud, dog. Let's see if Chat know. Let's see. They thinking. He's thinking. Chat's thinking. Well, my chat is a woman. My chat is a woman. It says, I don't see any reliable evidence. It says she's been known for representing Bobby Brown, which, child, we already knew that. But y'all know that the rumor was that Jamal Bryant was Mr. Chocolate, but they said that wasn't true. They say they don't see no record of Phaedra representing Jamal Bryant. And I know that he ain't the only pastor in Atlanta. But when you think of Atlanta pastors, y'all know that's the first person y'all think of. Y'all know that's the first person y'all think of. When y'all think about pastors in Atlanta, Georgia, that's the first person y'all think of. The way Porsha reacted to Kelly's comment raised an eyebrow. Is what she said about Kelly true? Also, it makes sense that he would tell that because he loves reality TV stars Giselle and the girl from BBW. It figures them preachers ain't about upholding the righteous. Some of them are worse than the people they talk about. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, Brian Karn. Ooh. But Brian Karn for the streets. Child, he done slept with everybody. Ooh, Kim. Ooh. So, baby, all I know was that thing was that. I was like, wait a minute. Porsha, every time Porsha bring it up, she tell a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. Porsha cannot wait to tell us who that man is. And I think before the end of the season, it's going to come out. I don't know. I think the blogs are going to get it. Somebody going to call the blogs. Y'all know how these reality people do. Somebody going to tell the blogs. But somebody going to get it. Somebody going to get it. Is that so, Deb? Hey, boo. Chat probably don't know the T yet because Chat said they don't know. But I want to know what pastor has Phaedra Parks represented. Because Porsha said he was your client. They're saying Shawnee's husband. Well, you know, Shawnee's husband might want to sleep with Jamal. Oh, Was he at the BET Awards last year? Yeah, he was there. Yeah, Jamal Bryant was there. Yeah, Porsha gonna say it. Because she can't wait to say it. Let me ask this. Are there any pastors that are known to be clients of Phaedra? Oops. Parks. Let's try that. Let's see if she's had any known pastors. John Gray. Oh, John Gray. Okay, hold on. Okay, so it says I couldn't find any reliable. No. Public list of clients tied to her: Bobby Brown, Jazzy Faye, Jermaine Dupri, and Too Short, but no pastors. Okay. Ask chat about pastors at the BET Awards. Well, we know that Jamal Brown was there. I wouldn't put it past Kelly. Have you seen her acts? Oh, touche. Touche. Let's see. Let's see. What pastors were at the 2025 BET Awards? Let's see if they know. Now I want to sleep with Jamal too. My gosh. Really, B, do you have the mic thing on your phone? You could just push the button and talk, then you won't have to type. I do, but I don't like using it. Pass the mic. The BET don't know that's a rapper, but okay. Oh, wait a minute, John Gray. John Gray was at the BET Awards. He was. Jamal Bryant. Jamal Bryant. And Kirk Franklin. Type in, has Jamal Bryant connected to Phaedra Parks anyway? Okay. Well, they already said that the first time that the rumor was that he was Mr. Chocolate. Remember that was the rumor that he was Mr. Chocolate? Yeah, there are a lot of churches. I mean, come on, it's the Bible Belt. Atlanta got 5,000 churches. But of course, that's just the first person people think of, you know. Child, y'all know it wasn't no Kirk Franklin. At least I listen. Pastor Mike is not a rapper. I thought Pastor Mike was a rapper. Oh, never mind then. Never mind. I thought he was a rapper. Oh shit. Never mind. My bad. They go you see my ignorance. John Gray does always have a chick on the side. Bet you got a chick on the side. Sure, you got a chick. I know you got a chick on the side. Who knew that? Who know what that is? Who know what song that is? I'm thinking about Killer Mike. Maybe that's who I'm thinking about. Who know what song that is? I just did a little ditty too. Am I thinking about Pastor Troy? Child, clearly I was thinking about the wrong person. Pointer Sisters, yes. Okay, see y'all old school, yes. Pointer Sisters, who sampled it? I should have known y'all was gonna give me the original. I should have known y'all was gonna give me the original. Who sampled it? Did Kelly Rowland sample it too? There you go, Andrew. That's what I'm looking for. Salt and Pepper Love Bandit. Bet you got a chick on the side. Sure, you got a chick. I know you got a chick on the side. Love Bandit. That's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about Salt and Pepper. But the Pointer Sisters is definitely the original. Yeah. I didn't know Kelly had sampled it too. Thank you, So Deb. So Deb said there is a rapper named Pastor Mike. See, that's why you my boo. That is why you my boo, So Deb. Because I ain't think I was crazy. There is a rapper called Pastor Mike. That's what So Deb said. And if So Deb said it, it must be true. I love the Pointer Sisters version. They were so beautiful in that song, in that video. Yes, honey. Yes, the Pointer Sisters. Okay. Pastor Mike Jr., I guess, is a gospel artist, and Pastor Mike Todd is a rapper. So there is a rapper called Pastor Mike, though, right? I ain't think I was crazy, but see, here I go believe. Pastor Troy. No, I listen. I said, is there a rapper by the name of Pastor Mike? Chat said yes. You may be thinking of Pastor Mike Jr., also known as PMJ. His real name is Michael McClure Jr. He is not mainly known as a secular rapper, but he is the pastor and gospel urban inspirational artist whose music includes rap, hip hop, R&B, worship, and contemporary gospel influences. He is also known and founded the lead pastor of Rock City Church in Birmingham, Alabama. There is a rapper by the name of Pastor Mike. Well, I didn't say he wasn't a gospel rapper. I just said it was a rapper by the name of Pastor Mike. And y'all told me I was wrong. But it is. It's right here. They said it is. Y'all got me thinking I'm crazy. Well, he a gospel rapper, but I listen to gospel too, Cheryl. Now don't do me. Y'all know. I'm just telling y'all what ChatGPT said. Now y'all will keep arguing with me. He said he's not mainly known, but it says yes. You may be thinking of Pastor Mike Jr. Now y'all gonna start quantifying it. Well, he don't mainly do rap. He don't do that. All I said was that the man rap. I ain't say what kind of rap. I ain't say he was a big rapper. I just said I knew there was a pastor by the Pastor Mike that was a rapper. Thank you, So Deb. Thank you, boo. Mwah. Thank you, Lauren. I ain't doing nothing special to it. Matter of fact, I'm going in the morning, I'm gonna scrub my face. I'm gonna give myself a little face scrub this in the morning. That's like calling Beyonce a rapper. No, it's not. Xavier, don't you come in here with that bullshit. It ain't. But y'all Beehive will swear she can rap. So leave me alone. The Beehive will come in here and be like, she can rap. She a rapper. Beyonce could put out a song and it had one rap verse on there, and y'all think she should get rapper of the year. Don't start with me. Don't start with me. We remember Rufus will let you have it. Harold, you know I'm telling the truth. Harold, you know I'm telling the truth now. Don't start with me. You know I'm telling the truth. Y'all can tell I don't have to go to work tomorrow because I'm sitting here fooling with y'all. Y'all know any other time I'd have been off this line so I could go to bed. Xavier, what did I just tell you? Don't you mess with me tonight. Now. Y'all, let me get off of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be doing a travel live tomorrow. I have some updates and some information. I'm just going to do a separate live to go through everything for the separate live. I'll be doing it on my travel channel and on my main channel. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I got to get us caught up on Rhode Island. It is my intention to do that tomorrow. It is my intention to give y'all the last 3 episodes of Rhode Island tomorrow. That is my full intention. Tomorrow for the Whether You Like It or Not channel. Thank you, So Deb. That's a good question. We will be on Sakina. We'll be at Sakina's house tomorrow, right? Because we were at y'all's house last week. So we'll be at Keena's house tomorrow. and then Busy's house, and then we start back at 1 with Scotty. Then we start back at 1 with Scotty. Y'all have a good evening. I will see y'all tomorrow. Mwah! Talk to y'all later. Peace.